Capricorn, how are you, my loves? Apologies for moving the camera. I hope you're well. What is happening in your world, Capricorn? Sorry, I've been missing again for a minute. It's really weird how the energies are working at the moment. I'm finding it really difficult to be consistent in the way that I really wanted to be consistent. Highly annoying. But at least I got here before the end of June. That's one good thing. I got here before the end of June. Also, I want to start to do the readings in a different kind of way. Such a beautiful day here today in London. If you're in London, we are experiencing the damn good weather, people. Yeah, I just want to do things in a different way. Like, I'm finding it quite, not challenging, but it's not stirring my interest to come on here and do readings like this. Mainly because my readings are quite personal, and it feels like I pick up maybe one or two energies. I don't pick up the energy of the collective as a whole. For some reason, my energy is more attuned to intimacy, which is how I've always been actually. Even when I teach my yoga classes, I'm more attuned to smaller, more intimate groups. I really like that. I can feel their energy, they can feel my energy, and it's reciprocal. Here like this, it just feels like it's really generic. Yeah, that's really interesting. So I was shuffling, wasn't thinking about anything specific, but look what came up. The 9 and 10 of Wands. That's really interesting. So, you know, coming to the end of cycles, finishing things up, maybe moving out of a space of being defensive or working really hard on something, you know, and it's almost like a sense of surrender. A sense of surrender could be happening. You know, but when I say a sense of surrender, it's almost like there could be somebody here who's coming to you know, someone here feels really weary. Someone here feels quite tired. That at the end, not the end of their tether, right, but at the end of what they think they can do. There's nothing else after this. But 9 and 10 of Wands, you know, this is a lot of fire energy. This is a lot of, you know, this is burdensome as well. There's burdens to be put down and ready to move into the next dimension of oneself. But with the Ace of Wands, that's very interesting. Brand new start. You're seeing all of these wands. I think that's really a fascinating thing. That's really a fascinating thing because King of Coins here is in reverse. So somebody here, I don't know, may have lost a job, maybe going through some job changes. There could be an element of irresponsibility. You know, there could be an element of irresponsibility. I'm just going to read those cards just as they are, you know. And the reading hasn't actually even started yet. I just decided to do that. Yeah, there could be an air of irresponsibility. Someone here could have lost their job. You know, I think it goes really well with these two cards, with the 9 and the 10 of Wands. 9 and the 10 of Wands. This could literally just be for one person here. This could be for one person. But it's almost like somebody here is looking for a new start. I think it's in work. So resources could be limited at this particular time, or there's a possibility this person has resources, but is possibly wanting to start something new that's entrepreneurial, something new that's creative, something new that involves, it feels like it's taking a risk. It's you going out on yourself. I'm sorry, not out on yourself, going out on a limb. What is interesting about what I just said is that it feels like a solo project. It's something that you wanted to do, and now you're willing to try this new thing. But it really feels like it's not a it's not part of an organization. Somebody here is doing something a little gung-ho. It could be quite unusual really for this person to act in this way, but this person is really at the end is at the end of the wands, this heavy working. It feels like this person was doing some heavy graft, maybe for someone else or for an organization. Hold on one second, Capricorn. What is interesting is that the usually reliable, responsible Cappy is maybe taking a leap of faith here on something else that's brand spanking new. I just really, I don't feel like this is for everybody as per usual. I feel like it's just like a few energies I could be really reaching into. Lots of different directions, lots of different options maybe that you could have chosen. But there seems to be this one thing. It seems to be this one thing. So some of you, you know exactly what it is that you want to do, and you're going to really fuse all that energy into the one thing. The one thing is going to be very, very successful. It feels very, very successful. But it's going to take a loss, either a loss of money, right? Or there's a big expenditure in the beginning in order to start this new thing. This person really has to move into the frequency of understanding that when you're an entrepreneur, you need to be able to take risks. So risks involve leaping into the unknown, not knowing what is upcoming. So that whole idea of stability, something here about, just give me one card on that, please. This whole idea of stability is being shook up a little bit. Okay, give me one. One on the King of Coins in reverse. Just give me one there. Yeah, this is really interesting. Oh, this is really interesting because now I have the Ten of Pentacles like this. Okay, so Ten of Pentacles is something where they're... Hold on. I need to have a look at this other card first. So we have the Nine of Wands again in reverse. In reverse this time for this King of Coins. So the Nine of Wands in reverse. No, this is different from it being upright. Being upright, this is somebody who's working really hard, quite defensive at the moment. Right. It's almost like there's toil and labor here. I mean, if that makes sense. In reverse, it's almost like this person is done with this. So I feel like there could be multiple stories here coming out of the space of being defensive. I still, I'm really still feeling this entrepreneurial magnet, almost in like a way. There's potential for abundance. There's potential for abundance. There's potential for abundance, but it's not here yet. Or there's been some loss in abundance. Does that make sense to somebody out here? Okay, I'm just going to clear that out. That was not your reading, but I think it resonates for somebody. Those cards just fell out in the beginning. All right. Now let's go. Give me 3 cards for Capricorn, please. That could resonate with someone. Or no one. Let's see. Give me 3 cards for Capricorn. What can Capricorn expect in June? What can Capricorn expect in June? Give me 3 cards for Spirit. Thank you so much. All right. What can Capricorn expect in June? Give me 2 more nice shuffles. Ooh, I'll take that one. Give me 2 more cards. Okay. 2 more. Okay. It was more. It was more than 2 more. All right, people. So we have the Strength card, which is really nice. We have the 9 of Coins. Is that the 9? Yeah, that's the 9 of Coins. So independence, which is very interesting. Independently abundant. Okay. And we have the Knave of Swords in reverse. So there's something here about being independently abundant. in whatever it is you're working on. That abundance to me, you know, although it's the coin card, right, doesn't feel like it's about money. It feels like it's about being abundantly secure on the inside. This is what it feels like to me. For other people, it may be that this person is abundant on the material plane at this particular point, or working on their abundance independently of another entity, of another entity, human, or situation. You're working independently. You're watching your abundance grow on the material plane, you know, but I'm feeling something a little bit different. So I'll give the two stories because this is general as per usual. Okay. It feels like the inner realm is really fertile, you know. It's fertile with, I don't even know how to even put this. This is really strange what I'm getting today. You know, it's like on the ethereal plane, there's a lot of abundance of the heart, even though it's coming through as a pentacle. Can I get more on that, please? It's coming through as a pentacle. It's coming through as a pentacle because I guess I can interpret that as being abundance on the material plane, on all levels of abundance. That's how I can look at that. Can you give me something here on this 9 of coins, please? You know, but it's gonna, oh my goodness. You can't believe you got the same card again. 9 of coins clarifies the 9 of coins. So basically that's the universe saying, I said what I said, what I said, what I said. I said what I said, and I said what I meant what I said, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and underneath of the, oh, right, Capricorn, you're not messing. We've got the 10 of Cups underneath of the deck. I have the, I love this card, the Empress, and I also have this Queen of Pentacles. Also have this Queen of Pentacles. I'm thinking it's very interesting that these, most of the pictures are depicted here, you know, with this particular storyline. Seems to be very feminine orientated. You know, the 9 of Pentacles is very much the mini Empress. This is the mini Empress. So that first story doesn't feel so dissimilar now, does it? It feels like there could be somebody here who's working entrepreneurially. Is that even a word, team? Entrepreneurially on some projects that requires you to work on them alone. Is that making sense to somebody here? Oh my God. I'm exhausted already. Someone here could be a mother. There really could be a mother, you know, or somebody who's going to be a mother. Congratulations, Capricorn, if you're about to give birth. There's giving birth. There's giving birth to ideas. There's fertility here. There's something that you're nursing, you know, and it can be a baby. No, there's something here that you're strategically nursing. What is interesting here, you know, under the deck again, I have that Strength card. This is really encouraging, actually. This is really encouraging, you know, because the Strength card has a certain amount of, I mean, the strength isn't this physical strength. As what I said earlier, there's somebody here, right, whose strength is growing exponentially. I don't even know if this is a word. It sounds very sort of, ugh. In the inner landscape, it feels like really heart-based, you know. It feels like it's heart-based. I'm rubbing my chest. This is what it feels like. It feels like it's heart-based. It feels like there's an element of you who had to be brave, right? There's an element of you who is brave. You had to be, and you are a very brave human being. You may have Leo placements. You may have Leo placements. You may have some fire placements, because you know this sort of energy, like it requires it really requires an individual who's willing to step out of their comfort zone, almost, in a way. There's something unafraid about this person. If you were afraid last year or the year before, there's something about this person who is unafraid. You've had twice the strength card. Twice you've had the strength card. There's a lot of yellow here, a lot of yellow. This corresponds to the navel center. The will, you know, this is about willpower. This is about drive. It's about motivation. This is about motivation. There's somebody here who's really motivated to make their life better. To make their life better. That's going to be very emotionally fulfilling. Isn't that very interesting? It's important for you to be strategic. Now with the Seven of Swords, sometimes I read it differently. You know, I read it differently. But for this particular reading, it feels like strategy is needed. Okay? So start making some real plans. Write down your plans. You know, I'm getting a message here. You have to see what works and what is not working. You know, so strategically, okay, you need to work out all the things that are working and all the things that are not working at this particular time. I mean, hold on. You know what? I'm actually going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there because I want to have a look at a different deck. This is a very interesting reading, you know, because it now feels like the original reading that I just thought just fell out, you know. It feels like it corresponds quite well. Okay. So with the Knave of Swords in reverse, I feel like there's an element here. Let me just fix this hair. There's an element here that feels like if you were talking about your plans, I don't particularly feel like now you're talking about your plans or sharing much. It's almost like there is a call to just continue doing exactly what it is that you're doing, working easily and systematically at what is bringing this fulfillment. And these ideas onto the material plane. This is a lot of emotional fulfillment here. A lot of emotional fulfillment. There's ideas, there's money, there's strength, there's a lot of things. But it's like you're not really telling anybody exactly what it is you're doing. It's almost like it's going to be, I don't want to say a surprise, you know, not that it's going to be a surprise, but you're not communicating at this particular point. So that communication could be anything, you know, it could be anything. So this could be on Instagram, it could be via socials, it could be via a letter, it could be somebody who needs to hear you communicate about it, but you're not communicating yet. It's almost like you're cooking up a storm. Does that make sense? All right. Is there anything else I need to know about this story for Capricorn, please, for June? Can you give me 3 more cards? Can you give me 3 more cards? Is there anything else I need to know about that? That's really interesting. Queen of Discs. Someone who's fertile. So there could be pregnancy, you know, with our Hierophant. All right. This is a teacher. This is a mentor, or somebody who's finding or seeking a mentor. This is higher education. Maybe it could be marriage for somebody here. Could be. Okay, what are these? Okay, give me 1 more card here. Capricorn, how many times are you going to have the 9 of Wands? Nine of Wands once again, but this time it came in the reverse. So, I'm sorry, Five of Wands. Oh my goodness, I need to pull it together. There could be some of you out there who's quite confused about life at this particular time. Sometimes I pick up on people's confusion, right? You're not sure exactly what it is that you should be doing right now. There could be some of you out there like that at this particular point. But the Five of Wands is in reverse. So you're coming out of a space of being conflicted in which direction one needs to go in. There's still some hidden stuff here. There's some stuff here that you're still not sure about. You're not sure how you should communicate your message. You know, I feel like this is a work situation. I don't really feel like it's a love situation. For some of you, if it's to do with love, you know, this is somebody who is singular, maybe hoping to mingular, you know. This is very much a individual who is focusing, you know, who's focusing on themselves, on their well-being at this particular point, taking care of the home, the family. You know, if you're somebody who does have kids, right, it's almost like, I feel like you're having to do this alone at this particular point in time. And this is where all this this strength is coming from. For some reason now, all of these other things are coming through. This is how my readings go, team. There's something here about being strategic. You have to be strategic about how you make your next steps. You've had the Seven of Swords twice now. I'm choosing not to read it in the way how the translation actually goes, because that is not the way I'm receiving the message. I'm receiving the message is that you have to take care of business in the way that benefits you at this particular time, meaning that you have to be strategic. So some of you, yes, maybe telling a few porcupines. Now, if you don't know what porcupine is, because obviously I'm English, you know, porcupines just means being very, maybe having a very swirly relationship with truth. I'm not calling you liars, team, but I can see here that sometimes, oh, some of you may be getting some money. My palm is itching. Money for Capricorns, please. Money for Capricorns, please. So, yeah, this whole thing of being really strategic about moving forward with your path. Choose your options wisely, you know, so it's almost like choose the idea that you want to move forward with wisely. Give me something on that. Just give me maybe one or two cards. Okay. Yeah, Seven of Swords comes up for you quite a bit at the moment. You give me more than this. Yeah, choose it wisely. More, it shows here you're at a crossroads. It shows here you're at a crossroads, okay? And at this crossroads, it's almost like you actually know which way that you need to go, but you're choosing to remain, I don't know, somewhat in the dark about it for some particular reason. If you go one way, it feels like it's a brand new beginning that is going to be starting from scratch, almost in like a way. This is that new idea, that new sort of leap of faith and plateau that you need to go into. If you go the other way, right, it could be a little bit erratic. Give me one on that second option. Give me one here on the Knight of Wands. Give me one here on the Knight of Wands. It seems a little bit, yeah. If you choose one way, it goes in the direction of new creativity, new bonds made, new enthusiasm, new motivation, new drive for something else to come into your life, new projects. If you go the other way, it's very much like you lose a lot of your power, because maybe it means staying in an old job, and that basically means no growth, no expansion. That's very interesting. Yeah, because with the Emperor in reverse, the Nine of, oh my goodness, the 9 and 10 of Wands really love you today. You know, I have the 6 of, you know, I've got the 9 and 10 of Wands again. This is the universe saying, I said what I said. I've never had so many repeat cards like this. You know, we also have the 6 of Pentacles. Seeking a harmonious situation where there's give and take. You know, maybe be more charitable, right? There could be someone here who needs to be more charitable with their wares. People write to me all the time and they're just like, oh, I don't know if I should do things for free and stuff like this. I do a lot of things for free. Doesn't mean you have to do everything for free, right? Because I used to do these readings on Clubhouse for free, and I used to read for so many people, and I used to read for free. I'd be absolutely exhausted afterwards, but I loved doing it, so it didn't really matter, you know. But after a while, I started to realize that I couldn't do it for free because I just never had the energy. I just never had the energy anymore, and I had to ask my guides, should I just continue to do this thing for free? My guides are just like, stop with the freeness, you know, right? And don't be scared to charge people, okay? This is another thing about people who are in these kind of industries. I don't know where I'm going with this, but somebody needs to hear this. You know, this is the thing about these kind of industries, the healing industries and stuff like that. And people are very much like, I'm scared to charge, people won't pay. People pay. Right? If they really believe in what it is that you do, you know, they really believe in you, they believe in your skill and your talent or your gift, people will pay for it. Somebody needs to hear that. There's a new opportunity that's coming in. There's a, you know, brand new opportunity that's coming in. I want more information on the moon. You've had the moon card twice as well. Moon card twice. There you go. Moon. Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they beautiful? We had a full moon just 2 days ago or something like this. I believe it was, I don't know if it's Sagittarius. There's something here on the moon, maybe 2 cards. Yeah, some of you may be holding on to things that may no longer be serving. This is the hidden thing. There could be an opportunity here to travel. You know, you may be holding on to old ways of being. This is what feels like it's coming up for somebody here. This is maybe 2 to 3 people. I really don't think this is for a lot of people this week or this month, as per usual. You know, there's somebody here who's holding on to old ways of being, stubborn in their ways, not willing to move on. This is a problem, you know. This is a problem. Maybe looking at the past, at how they did things in the past and holding on to those feelings of discontent, or holding on to something that you feel could work, but it just isn't doing the thing. I need 1 card there. Yeah, it's just not doing the thing. The 3 of Swords there, okay? You need to move past this energy so that you can start to move forwards once again for this new opportunity that's definitely coming in. New opportunity of abundance, new opportunity of money, new opportunity to secure this safety, this security that I feel is more of an inside job thing. I don't particularly think it's even on the material plane. For some of you, it may be, but the feeling I'm really getting, you know, is this is more on the ethereal planes. This is that safety that's here. You're showing up in your reading anyway. Here is the Devil. You're showing up here in your power. You're showing up as somebody who has clarity, right? You're showing up as a person who is full of clarity at this particular point in time, which is a beautiful thing. Some of you are not doing the work. I want to tell you now, if you don't do the work, right, you're never going to see the fruit of your labor. Some of you are not doing the work. It's almost like you stop and start. You know, there's a stop and start, stop and start, stop and start. You can't stop and start, team. I've been there myself, don't worry, as I can tell you a lot about that. You can't stop and start. Even if you just do a little bit every day, it could be just journaling, it could be just meditating. It doesn't have to be a continuous 3-hour length thing every single day. You know, like I met someone the other day and she was saying to me, yeah, like I do these things every single day, like I'm tired, man. I'm like, yeah, so would I be. I'm not doing that every day. Definitely not doing that every day. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that every day. Some of you are going through a really heavy transformation at this particular point in time. I feel like you're at the tail end. Okay, so the people I'm talking to, you're at the tail end of this transformative period. Yeah, they wanted me to mention here that Pluto has transformed a lot of your lives. Pluto has transformed a lot of your lives at this particular time. So it feels like there's a lot of vulnerability, you know, some vulnerability around. And because of this Pluto transit, it's almost like if you don't really want to do the work because it just feels like nothing's working. I've so been there. I love those cards for you, by the way. I just want to say that. What a bitty reading. I swear. Sometimes I'm just like, if you could just give me something. If you could just give me something coherent. All right. Right, thanks for that, Spirit. Can I just have 3 cards in conclusion? If there's one thing that Capricorn needs to know right now, what would it be? How can Capricorn move forward in this type of energy? This type of energy is very interesting. It feels quite complicated, doesn't it, team? That's already a reverse. The universe. Whoa. Give me 2 more. If there's anything... Okay. I can't make it up. So, you have the universe in reverse, you know. You had this card like that before. This is the 10 of discs. I'm sorry. 10, 20, 1, 2 plus 1, 3. Yeah, the universe card in this particular deck is a little bit different. So it really is indicating that really becomes important here for you to ground yourself as much as what you can, to ground yourself in this transitional time. There's a transition that's going on here, right? If this is the work people, you know, if this is the work people, this is moving out of working for somebody else and really becoming an entrepreneur. Use this time to ground yourself as much as what you can. And start to believe more that what is possible is going to be possible. There's also a thing here of, sorry Capricorn, the messages come through in such strange ways sometimes that I have to sort of just stop and just be. Yeah, it's almost like the sun is trying to rise over the horizon, okay, but it's taking a little bit of time. There's like, you know, a little hold up here, a little hold up here. But you have that same card from earlier once again. You know, this person who could be pregnant or is nurturing some ideas that they're really wanting to bring on the material plane. That's why I said there's a lot of vulnerability with it, because it has to do with who you are as a person. I think it's interesting how these 2 cards, right? You look at these 2 cards. There's a lot of blues in this particular card. This is very much the whole thing of connecting in with source. Right? When I say source in this aspect, I'm thinking more about water. You know, I'm thinking more about being more reflective, maybe speaking more. Remember I said earlier there was someone here who's not really sharing their message at this particular point in time. When you're not sharing your message, nobody knows you exist, basically. And I can't talk myself, like I should be sharing more of my message as well. Like nobody knows I exist unless you know I exist. It's very sort of simple, isn't it, team? Right? There's something here about not knowing that people exist. You know, someone here, you know, I feel like someone's playing small here. There's someone who's playing small beans, you know, who needs to allow themselves. It's like somebody here needs to realize their vulnerability is almost what their fortune is. Does that make sense to somebody here? You need to reflect more on what the journey is and what the journey has been. This is part of the elixir. You know, this is part of the elixir that you are going to package and sell on to the next person. Does this make sense to somebody here? Really interesting. I want you to focus on the blues, the throat chakra, opening your heart for being more vulnerable. It's really interesting because then earlier we had the yellow, the solar plexus, which is the motivation, the drive, the tenacity, of how we can see things through. You've had a lot of wands cards, 9 and 10, 9 and 10, 9 and 10 of wands. You've had a lot of those. And like I said, although this feels like there was some material plain stuff, it feels like there's something here to do with the inner landscape. This is like love, self-love, you know, and harnessing this love of self in order to share your message with others. Is this making sense, Capricorn? Okay, this reading is going on, man. All right, I'm going to leave it here. You know, I'm doing the personals. You know, so remember, if you want a personal, contact me, people. Remember, I also do human design. Okay, my human design readings are not cheap, that's true. But remember, one has to value oneself. I don't know why I'm laughing about that. Sorry. It took me so long to value myself. Right, I might actually do a whole video on that because I want to start a YouTube channel. Well, another YouTube channel for my human design stuff, because I'm really, you know, that is my heart and soul. Though I do love I love my tarot. There you go, peace and love to you all. Anyway, that's all, team. I don't think I have anything else on these readings or anything more, spirits, that you want to share with the Capricorn crew. Yeah, somebody here really doubts their talents. That's really interesting. I see somebody there out there a bit like this. Or, you know, maybe just the reading is just a bit like, what is that? It's such a strange reading, I have to say. But it will resonate with 2 to 3 people. It's always a small percentage for me. So this is another thing I'm currently thinking about, team. I'm hoping I can start to change what I do with the readings so I can share something different, because I don't know if these generic readings are the ones that I should be doing as such. Let's see. All right, team. I will love yous and leaves yous. Ciao for now, my loves. I will see you soon. I'm hoping I'll come back in for July early. Ciao, my loves.